Peace, everybody. Welcome back to All Viral Access Media, man. We're going to get right into it, man. Carrie Morgan is testifying right now, but they just went to a break. But I want to talk about Dawn. She contradicted herself in so many lies. We're going to get right to it. It's a big win for Diddy today. And let me just say this before I go any further. This is a RICO case. All we hearing is domestic violence. Now, she said, when they asked her, Mr. Combs told you people could go missing, how did you interpret that? She said that people can die. I couldn't believe that this could be the beginning of our journey as Diddy Dirty Money, right? She said yes. Now we're gonna continue. Here's the contradictions. Now before I go to that, now he attempted. Remember the story where she talking about she about to hit her in the head with the pan with the eggs and all that stuff. Remember all that, right? And she crawled into a fetal position, right? Now here's the contradiction here. They said, now he attempted to hit her with the pan and she dropped to the floor, right? She said yes. Now, did you say you heard the pan hit the wall? She says, I don't recall. See, that's what I'm saying. But anyway, let's continue. Now, about people who could go missing. Here's the contradiction. They asked, now, let's go to your interview on March 18th, 2025. Did you not say anything about what Mr. Combs told you about people going missing? She said, I don't recall that. No worries. I'm going to show you a document for the parties only. Page 5. Here's what it says. Isn't it true the first time you said this was a week ago? Isn't it true the first time you said this was a week ago? Would you like me to show your previous interviews? She said, I know what I said. Well, okay. You said Mr. Combs made a death threat. One that you didn't recall 7 times. So the only time we hear about this death threat is a week ago. 2 months ago, March 18th. You spoke to the government. You never brung that up. So you had 7 times. You had so many times to tell the government the things that you're saying in this trial, but you don't recall, but you never had any recollection of it then, but now it just came to you now. No, you ain't write no bullet points, no nothing. Let's continue. Now, about the guns, you didn't tell the prosecutors about, I saw guns at Daddy's house. She replies, they didn't ask. Does this sound like a strifting or a good testimony? You know what I mean? A win for the prosecution? They didn't ask. You never saw Combs pull out a gun, wave it around, load bullets or cock it. He just had it. That don't prove anything because he's a rich man. You don't think he's supposed to have protection? Even if he got armed security or whatever, but you still need to protect yourself. Okay? I don't see any wrong in that. Did you tell the government you never saw Mr. Combs do cocaine? I don't recall. You don't recall a lot. Now, your testimony has changed quite a few things, right? She says, as time progresses, I remember more. Okay. Now, you saw One Stop sell drugs, right? Now, One Stop is a dude who sell drugs, guns, this, that, and the third. Who the fuck is One Stop? But anyway, you saw him take money? She said, yes. But all right. But 1 second. Didn't you tell the government you never saw anyone pay him? So you lied, right? She said no. There's a lot of contradiction here. Now, they came back from a sidebar. Now, it was you who reached out to Mr. Combs to work with him again, right? She said yes. But he threatened you, right? You asked to work with him again, didn't you? She said yes. Okay. Now, the songs you released on your own have not reached the level of what you released for Danny D. Kane and Diddy Dirty Money, right? True. And you reached out to Mr. Combs to try to make more money, right? Yes. Now, you see that? This is a money grab. This is an alley-oop. Because once Cassie got that $20 million, she like, nigga, I got a story to tell. I seen it too. I want some money. Right? Now, let's continue. Now, you work with Mr. Combs. Wait, excuse me. This is a redirect. So the prosecution asked Dawn, why did you file your civil lawsuit? Well, I work for Sean Combs. I had no sleep. The conditions Oh, so you were so stressed out in those conditions, but you still came back and reached out to him. He threatened you. You were scared. Beat her up in a limo and shit like that. D-Rock and the other dude didn't do anything. You were just scared. You couldn't do anything. And he threatened you. People go missing out this motherfucker. But you still reached out, right? I had no sleep in the conditions. They asked, in every meeting with the government, did you say that Mr. Combs beat Mrs. Ventura? Domestic violence, y'all. This is not a RICO. Domestic violence. This is a big win for Sean Puffy Combs. A big win. And she said, yes. Now, why did you reach out to Mr. Combs? One of the judges from Making the Band, Lorianne Gibson, I wanted to reach out. Objection, sustained. Now, how often did you hear from Mr. Combs after you left Diddy Dirty Money? She said sporadically. Now, why did you reach out? I helped Kalina Harper, which is her other, her group member, whatever. Y'all know, Danny Kane. Y'all already know. I mean, Diddy Dirty Money. Maybe have a brief conference, but it said no further questions. So at the end of the day, let me just say this in closing, y'all. This is a big win for Diddy. I'm not saying Diddy didn't do nothing wrong. Just like it's a lot. He's beating her up a lot, man, and it's fucked up, man. He is looking like a monster. You know what I'm saying? And Kerry Morgan said he came and kicked on the door with a hammer and shit. Like Thor was just, you know what I mean? Like Thor with a hammer. You know what I'm saying? That's messed up. And they in Jamaica and shit, he beat her up and she ran into the woods and all that stuff. And they was trying to find her on a go-kart. They both went their separate ways. Kerry found her in the bushes, in the ditch. And they was just whispering and shit like scared. It's some real fucked up shit. It really is. However, RICO, sex trafficking, it's domestic violence. So this is week 2 in this case, in this trial. It's looking good for Diddy. And Kerry Morgan, she is saying the same thing. All of this is basically how he beat her up, which is effed up. But what does that prove? It's not proving anything. It's just building a bad fucking character. And he look like a monster. And if anything, yes, he is. But that's not RICO. But I will say this about sex trafficking. They only need one time to whereas they can establish that it is sex trafficking because of coercion, extortion, force, manipulation. You know what I mean? Even if she came back and she wanted those freak offs and she couldn't wait and send text that, oh my God, I was about to say the same thing and things of that nature. Absolutely. Because we know she contradicted herself. She was jealous. She seen her with Gina and all that. He didn't really had her on his arm out there. And then he got with Carissa and shit, Young Miami. You know, I guess that jealous shit just came and she like, nah, fuck that. I got a story to tell. I know your dirty secrets. I'ma sue. You know what I mean? And not saying rightfully so she don't deserve it. Absolutely. But however, we have to understand the motive behind everything. Because you had every chance to get this man locked up, even though we know he had power. At the end of the day, you could have made it happen. You could have went to the feds. The feds don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to talk your head off. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the conversation, in the comment section. This is a big win. Y'all let me know your thoughts on this. Make sure y'all share, make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all like. I'm out this motherfucker. Peace.